This guy's done a great job of folding up all his clothes. I'm not sure. Right. He needed another beer, she needed a Red Bull, that's why she went. Quite a 24 hours. Tell us your story, brother.
Well, we had a little bit of a funny night last night. The hotel room got smashed up.
There's that Cancun heat. It's quite nice actually, but I'm not dressed appropriately for Cancun. Oh my god, it's so hot here. Yeah, so hopefully the airport is air conditioned, otherwise I'm going to melt because for me. Oh, I'm about to get my bag back, but shorts are right at the bottom of it, I think. Yes, it is. It's air conditioned. Anyway, we're going to have to go through immigration again. Oh goody, more lines, more people in certain clothes that make you feel like they have authority, and just more bullshit. And of course this is what all the bots were rushing for, to stand by an empty conveyor belt. Good job bots, excellent work. Comes the first bag. Oh, bots back in position. Of course nowadays that position is always hunched, looking down at the little sideboard device. I'm probably better saying this after the next flight, rather than assuming it's the case, but I mean, I've had enough evidence now to suggest that I know that I am a much more patient man. The man that's leaving Cancun today is a much more patient man than the man that landed in Cancun. So that flight to Cancun, you know, I really struggled with it psychologically. Like the last 4 hours were really tough. And yes, that will probably happen again today, but you know, that seemed like a big deal to me, like flying from Manchester to Cancun in 1:30 hour go. And then today, you know, I've already been travelling for, I don't know, 35, maybe 40 hours. And, you know, I'm doing much better than I was after 10 hours of travelling to Cancun. Yeah, it's been wild. Not so much because of the country, it's more because of, like, crazy people trying to kill me. But, I still like, when I say that, I just spaz out. I'm just like, what? How is that feel? Just unbelievable. But yeah, like everything that comes along in life, like this, you know, that experience that you're used to where Antifa are trying to kill you. But you know, anything that comes along that's as earth-shattering for you, you know, it changes. And it's, in my experience, it's always for the better. So, and I think it is in everyone's experience, unless you resist it and just get bitter and twisted, like a lip tap. So yeah, finding appreciation even in very challenging circumstances. Trolleys in this godforsaken place. There is one trolley there, no one else seems to have one, but they obviously do exist. I would definitely like one rather than walking around this airport with a massive bag. I don't know where you get them from. Can't see any trolley sections. There's some over there, I think. Awesome. I'm not sure what these plebs are all in a line for. Can't work it out. I'm queuing to go to cross. Oh, so fed up with it. How do we get through the plebs? Is there a pleb gap? Oh, there's a little. Thank you. There's a little pleb gap here. I always get a little tinge of relief when I see my bag. You know, I'm never here like panicking, but there's always just that little bit like, is my bag going to turn up? I've just seen it. It's coming. It's coming around. If I should be going to connecting flights or exit, I mean probably connecting flights, but I want to have a cigarette, so I think I'm going to go for exit. And just check back in. I think that's okay. Really worth the risk, is it? So obviously go to connecting flights. I'm going to do it. I'm totally fine. I don't know if I can be arsed with these twats in army jackets. And then you've got to go for all the baggage stuff. I don't know. I genuinely don't know where I should go. And obviously there's no one to ask. Good job at SASV's person in an orange jacket. And yeah, I do actually need to go out the exit, so we get to have a cigarette. And we actually do the right thing. These two are arguing, so I think he's basically saying he needs to go to connections, but he's doing it very aggressively. And a guy with the bags, passenger, is arguing back. It's so vile, like the energy is so fucking bad. Asking me about tobacco, I was like, yeah, I've just got one pack, I've got about 10. It's just such cunts. Just leave me alone, man. I've got a bit of tobacco. Fuck off. This is going to be the best place to get rid of my Mexican money, as I'm finding if you leave the country, then it's very hard to get rid of the money, like Guatemala. So this one, which obviously has a queue, I was a little bit concerned about time. It's only a 2-hour connection if it isn't delayed, and I want to have a cigarette more than I want to change my money. But I have got $100 worth of pesos, so it's definitely worth doing. Because once I'm in Europe, I think it's going to be very difficult to get rid of them. And I think I'm going to have this Guatemalan paper for fucking ever. I feel like I'm just going to be here forever, you know. I don't think it's worth it. I just hope that there might be one on the other side of checking in. Yeah, fuck this. Do you remember? I don't know if I filmed it. I think I was too stressed, but this is where I ended up paying like $80 or $40 or whatever for a taxi to get to that horrible hotel in Cancun. It's just awful. I hate it. I hate how we all just shout here. Anyway, apparently this is the way to Terminal 3. What a nightmare this is. God, it's so hot as well. Whoa. Like, how do you make your money? You don't look like you work here. Mate, this is scary. Like, trying to get to Terminal 3, you're getting told all sorts of different things. There's signs saying don't trust, you know, people who don't work at the airport. I just feel like you get robbed so easily. Apparently it's 30 minutes to get to Terminal 3. Like, this is quite concerning. In white t-shirts who clearly don't work here, just like, come. Not good, man.
Yes, sir.
Stand here? Alright, gracias.
The next shuttle is in 15 minutes, maybe.
Okay, gracias. And how long does it take to get there?
20 minutes.
Okay, gracias. Is here.
Terminal 3 or Terminal 4?
Unfortunately, I've got half a cigarette, but we'll have to go. 3.
3. It's the next station.
Okay, gracias. Thinking about my split-shaped tobacco. If I just told you, anyway, let's look at these very Mexican ladies. But yeah, I've got an hour and 40 minutes until my flight, so I think it should be alright. So stressful, but this is definitely the right one. Barcelona, there's a massive queue, so I've definitely got time for a cigarette. So the next stress is whether I'm going to get charged for checking in at the airport. It did say something about how I should check in online, and I may get charged if I do it at the airport, but I haven't been online, so that's the next conundrum. Such a scam, innit? We're going to charge you for a service that you need, like, because you didn't click a button online. It makes no difference, you still have to put your bag in anyway. Like, I hate so many aspects of this world. All the human created ones, but I like nature. This guy's done a great job of folding up all his clothes. I'm not sure how well you can see it. We can try and zoom in. A very chaotic backpack, but what looks to be a very chaotic man. I can resonate. It looks like he's decided now is the time to make some sort of sense out of his backpack. He seems to be folding his clothes. But yeah, chaos. Just, it's English. This is topless, messy case man. And his bird has just gone to that shop. And they're just shouting at each other across the airport. I don't know what's going on. This guy seems to be talking to him. I don't know what is going on. He came in with a beer, an open can of beer as well. And it's just a sign of how little people are coping with life, you know, and how hard life is. Like, he's literally like, oh, it's my flight today, I'm just chuck everything in, fucking hell, you know, like, life's hard. All for not conforming, but like, to come into a place like this without a t-shirt on, like, I would feel deeply embarrassed, and I do not do embarrassed at all. Alright, he needed another beer, she needed a Red Bull, that's why she went to a shop. He's left his bank card in the taxi. Just asking his mate to send him $1,000. He's like, mate, are you gonna, what do you call it? Oh, he's such like, obviously I never watched Geordie Shore, but he feels like he's from Geordie Shore. Clearly having an absolute nightmare though, bless you. Like, losing your bank card, man, in this situation, it's like second only to losing your passport, innit? He's like, send me the money now, but how is he gonna withdraw the money? Unless it's going to be his missus' account. He looks like a lovely classy lady. Imagine that whole thing with the case wasn't actually about reorganising it, he was looking for his bank card. I assume 1 hour to the official takeoff time. It seems like this is going to take another 40 minutes, so presumably it must be delayed. Quite a 24 hours. Tell us your story, brother.
Well, we had a little bit of a funny night last night. The hotel room got smashed up, so we ended up getting a taxi to where were we at? Airport Cancun. I realised I left my bank card in the taxi, so I had to get a taxi all the way back to Rio. Where is it? Rio Tequila in.
Tequila.
Where's that? Playa del Carmen, yeah. And it turns out the taxi driver had robbed all the money out of my bank, so I just had to give the taxi driver me pair of trailers to pay for my taxi fare.
What, 24 hours? I was
Wasn't
asking,
ideal.
how do they rob your bank? But he reckons they've got like, obviously because you won't have a PIN card, but he reckons they've got machines and
Yeah. If you ever these Mexican play, you've got to watch out for these Mexicans.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Well, thanks for sharing your story with us, bro. It's a good one, man. What's your name?
Yeah, Angus, mate, Angus.
Nice one. Top. I've actually taken my channel down, but it will be back up in 2 days. English refugee.
Yeah, but
You won't find it on YouTube right now because I've taken it down. So you have to remember English_refugee.
keep an eye out for it.
Nice one.
I can't believe I'm going to be on YouTube. What the fuck?
You'll be the main feature of this episode, mate. But yeah, what a character, man. My kind of guy, like, just fucking real, you know?
It's all about, it's what it's all about.
You're living, man, you're living.
Yeah, you
Again, you know, people will have thought when I was previously talking about that I was slagging them off, but I'm not. I'm just observing. I'm just observing what's going on in humanity. I find it all fascinating. But, you know, I love characters. I absolutely love people who are just real, even if, you know, there's all the warts and all the problems and, okay, you smashed up a hotel room, whatever. You know, to just be prepared to tell your story and not be all proud and prude. Like, people like that are real, man. They know what's, and they're the ones that know what's going on, you know. They're the ones that are raising the flags. Maybe the piece de la resistance to that story was the fact that he paid for a taxi with his shoes. Oh, this world, man, it's just fucking backwards. You just gotta laugh at me. It's really good, actually. He told me the story beforehand, and obviously it's always better in person before you get the camera out, but, you know, he did a great job, but he started speaking to me because he was like, yo, bro, is that a joint? About the machine thing to get his money off his bank card. I mean, let me know in the comments, is that a thing? It's scary if it is. I would have thought he'd have used it to just buy a load of stuff online. I'd have thought that's more likely, but I don't know. She said the flight isn't delayed. Oh, gimbal's gone weird again. Oh, nice and censored. Flight isn't delayed. She said boarding's at 7:10, which is now. So I don't really get it, but there's no, you know, my bag's on the plane, so you know, I'm sure it's going to be okay. Definitely a case of straight to a gate. Unfortunately, we're not going to look in this lovely shop. But on a serious note, we're not going to be able to have a bloody burger or a pint. I'm pretty thirsty, but they want $5 for a water line. Like, no, I'll just ask for lots of, that's seriously agua on the plane. Okay, here's our gate. Lots of people. Everything is good. This has definitely been the worst airport experience I've had in quite a while. Which reminds me of the story I told you yesterday about how I got drunk in Bansko. I did actually end up getting on the plane. I don't think I did miss it, because I remember getting on the plane and everyone basically booing me because I'd kept them waiting for like an hour and a half. Well, I can't remember, but at least an hour. And that was because my bags were on the plane, and it was like more hassle to get my bags off the plane than it was to wait for me. If I remember right, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. She's giving her husband a right telling her. So right, venom. Just like threw his to her laughing about it. It was all quite dramatic. Very aggressive woman. Look, she's still going at him now. Oh, you know, everyone's kicking off. Oh, she's well pissed off. Oh, husband's laughing. What seat am I in? Is that 59k? Fucking hell, this woman's a nightmare, man. She's been pissing around all the way down the tunnel, and now she hasn't got a ticket with it. It's like, what do you think's going to happen when you get on the plane? They want to see it at least 20 times. Oh my god. And obviously she's got all the standard signs in her ears that she's possessed. Gracias. Behind her again. So far there's no one next to me. I've got a window seat. I just pray that no one comes and sits next to me. I mean, I was almost at the end, so there's a good chance I've got these 2 seats to myself. Now I'm going through, you know, after what I've been through recently and having to live with, obviously you overanalyze everything in terms of your safety and your location getting leaked, and like, you know, it was too good an opportunity to do an interview with that guy, and obviously I have to tell him I'm a YouTuber, and then obviously he's going to ask me what my channel is, and then I have to say all it's down, and you know, I told him what was going on. So, you know, now I'm in that paranoia of like, is he going to comment on that video that the guy's done about me being missing, and say I've seen him going to Barcelona and leak my location. So I'm really hoping I don't see him again. I don't want to take a photo of me or anything like that. I don't think they would, like the proper sound people. They're not into drama, you know, their life is enough drama, you know. I don't get the impression that he's going to want to create drama for me, but, you know, he's a proper lad. With enough on his plate, clearly, to be worrying about me or thinking about causing someone else problems. You know, it's very bored people that have very little going on that do that. But yeah, it's just not a good way to be living. It's a good news, one bit's a bad news. It's only 9 hours, it's basically 10 hours, which is less than I thought. I was thinking more like 13. No one sat next to me, but they are sat 3 seats behind me. Keep trusting. Realisation is sinking in that, you know, I'm never really going to be safe, and I'm going to have to move like every day preferably, but you know, at least every 3 days. Which is going to be very expensive, so I'm going to have to earn more money than I've ever earned on YouTube, which, you know, I have faith in. Like, I felt like it was about to blow up, but then, you know, my channel could get taken down at any minute. Like, it's just an absolute nightmare, man. Anyway, thank you so much to those that send donations. Like, it is needed now more than ever. Like, I mean, it's literally survival, and that's not me trying to fucking put pressure on you. Like, I'm just being honest about the situation I'm in. So anyone that does send any money to a bank, buy me a coffee, maybe even PayPal by now if I've managed to sort one out. I always fucking have trouble doing that. Patreon, you know, I can't tell you how appreciated it is, and you know, if you want to see me stay alive, and I mean, really, I'm not even exaggerating, it's just mental. And yeah, support what it is I do, and the truth I put out there, and the risks that I take to do that, massive risks now. And yeah, please do support the channel financially, it's hugely appreciated. Thank you. Oh, I knew it, man. Well, yeah, so that guy in a mask is who I'm trying to focus on. I saw him in the queue, and again, you know, straight away these possessed people, like the way they just look at me, like they hate me. You know, and I haven't even said anything. I listen to a lot of videos, like psychological videos and spiritual videos. And, you know, it talks about when you hold a sort of frequency that I do, and when you come here to just follow truth over everything, which is really unusual. You know, most people are worried about what their friends think, or even having friends, you know. And it talks about, you know, people will feel, they won't know it, but they'll feel your vibration and they'll just hate you anyway. He was staring at me in the queue, like. Anyway, needless to say, he's got a fucking mask on now, he's on the plane, like. It's just awful. By the reason, I'm not anti-friends, you know, I'm totally up for having friends, but they hold you back, you know, if you're in the pursuit of truth, they hold you back, because at some point you'll trigger them, you go, because you're not just going to validate them, you're not just going to reinforce their false belief systems, you're going to question everything. Like, I had a female friend in Sheffield, a total slut, and she was like laughing at these men she thought she was using, like, oh, they're so stupid, they're like putty in my hand, and I was just, you know, most people just be like, yeah, even if like up here they're like, I'm pretty sure they're getting exactly what they want and they're using you. But you know, I'll just say it. I can't stand distortion. I just can't stand the distortion I feel when someone's chatting shit and chatting delusion. Like, you know, for me, the truth just trumps everything, every time. Siren shot. I wasn't going to do this shot because of the reflection of the window, but then the sirens happened, so I was like, oh, I've got to do it. No longer got 2 seats to myself. Booze. Oxygen supply to Karma. So I've switched the main lights off, and most people aren't so numb to not notice that their own lights are on, and so there was this mass like switching off play. And there's these girls over here who are all trying to sleep, who are so numb and their senses are so dead that I guess it doesn't make any difference to them whether the lights are on or not. So it makes a difference to me, even all the way over there. It just amazes me how numb people are. road with them. Like, honestly, like, I know a lot of you think I'm a dickhead for pointing this stuff out, but like, think about it from my point of view, you know, like, I have to be around retards constantly, like, spraying fucking poison, like, sitting under lights when we're trying to sleep, like, oh, it's so fucking frustrating. I can tell this is going to be a flight from hell. Like, I just need to accept the next 10 hours are going to be awful. Like, this is the Playa de Palma plane, so it's just full of, you know, the type of people that go to Playa de Palma. Carmen, whatever it's called, I don't care, it's a horrible place. So here we go, leaving Latin America after 2 months. I can't believe it. I came out here with my birth certificate, police checks, thinking I was going to get a citizenship, build a life out here, and potentially stay out here for the rest of my life. 2 months. 2 fucking months. Unbelievable. But what can you do when there's mad bastards trying to kill you? You need to obviously keep moving, get somewhere safe, or safer. I don't think there's anywhere that's really safe for me anymore. But yeah, that's what happens when you speak truth. No wonder everyone just stays quiet and nods along. Fucking hell. Unbelievable. Anyway, bye bye Mexico. Wow, the moon be looking stunning tonight, or one of them anyway. Here's one of the moons, and it looks stunning. Just put the lights back on, unless they're going to feed us. Why would we do that? It's a nighttime flight. The guy behind me is hitting his freaking glowy screen distracts me from my self-contraption really aggressively, with no thought for the fact that there's someone sat on the chair. This is just the worst. So they've switched the lights on because they want to sell us stuff in the duty-free trolley. Honestly, it's so bad. I have genuinely spent the whole flight like this, wanting to cover up stinky bitch. 2 for the lights, and 3 so no one takes a photo of me. Mental. Anyway, bit of good news. I've just asked if food has been provided on this flight, because none has on any of the other flights. Other than if you want to spend £8 on a tube of Pringles this big, and yeah, they're about to serve food, so that's great, because I'm really hungry, and it will just break up the flight a little bit. So yeah, bit of good news. So we've just been given this. I think it's the cutlery. Never had it presented like that before. Thank you for using me to recycle your waste. Accept liquids. This bag is co-friendly. What the fuck? Guess we put our cutlery back in that big green thing once we're done. Drinks are nearly here. Do you think I can ask for 2? Can I get some apple juice and some agua? She just numbs out if it's shopping bullshit. Chicken. Oh no. Yeah, in front has just been given some wine, but I don't know if you paid for it, like a whole bottle, like a little bottle obviously, but obviously, yeah, I don't usually drink it on a plane. I think it's a good move.
Anything else to drink? Wine, it's a good service. Okay. Red wine?
You have to pay for the wine, do you?
Yeah, for all the alcohol.
Yeah, no problem. Could I get some pineapple juice and some water?
Yeah, sure.
Gracias, amigo. Good result. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Amazing.
Thanks for calling in.
Glorious. A little crappy cake thing. And some bread. So we seem to be flying over some land. I wonder where that is. Where would it be? Let me know in the comments. What was the first land you hit after Cancun? So I can't sleep. So I'm looking out the window and it's just cosmic. But that moon is so close. Like, I don't think it's any further than we are from the sea. I mean, maybe it's twice as far. But this notion that it's thousands and thousands and thousands of miles away, like, it's so clearly under the firmament. Like, it's so obvious, like, that is not that far away. Anyway, however far away it is, which isn't very far, it's bloody beautiful tonight. So again, just from looking at it, obviously you can't really see on the camera, but it's clearly its own light source. Like, that's not reflecting the sun. That's what they tell us, right? I think that's a bullshit they tell us. I don't, you know, I just don't pay any attention to it anymore. I've kind of forgotten what they tell us. But, you know, I mean, it's clearly emitting light. And it's clearly very close. These things are obvious once you learn to trust your senses and you actually have intuition. Rather than just be like, but they say, and actually, like, it's worse than that. It's not even they say, it's just like ridiculing anyone that would go against, you know, what they told you in school. Like, why are you holding on to that? Like, why are you still believing anything they say after 2020? Like, what's wrong with you? And you won't really see it clearly on camera, but there's even like, you know, like how you used to draw the sun as a kid when it was yellow and it had like lines of light coming out of it before it seemed to change. And like, this is like that. It's got lines of light coming out of it, and there's even a ring. I think you can see it actually. It's there. There's even a ring. That's not a window, by the way. The window's... Hang on, let me just check. Yeah, I'm talking about this ring here. The window's another 8 inches that way, the bottom of it. But you know, there's a ring of light around it because it's emitting its own light, clearly. I wonder what it is. I can't wait to find out, presumably after this live. What is it? It's definitely not just a rock. It's not just a rock floating in the sky that reflects the sun and is kind of meaningless. Like, it's something. They use it for something, for sure. Well, that could be a stretch. You know, I kind of feel like it was put there by nefarious beings, but you know, I'm totally guessing now. And this is what you have to do. Like, once you realise everything's a lie, then you have to, you know, try and work it out, and it's not easy. It's not easy at all. But like, it's so clearly not what they tell us. And, like, why aren't more people open to questioning that? Just amazing. Yeah, I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated to know what it is, why it's there. It's just so peaceful, so beautiful. I think, well, gimbal issues. I think, you know, like I say, every time you go through a crisis, I'm just gonna have to sort this gimbal out. Better. Every time you go through a crisis, you're born as a more authentic version of yourself. There's less of your ego is an easiest word to use, but you know, just less of your psychotic, external, conditioned self alive. And there's more of your soul coming through, or you're clearer and more of a channel for consciousness, however you want to see it. None of it matters to me. You know, I don't need to define it in any particular way. You know, I'm open to all possibilities, because at the end of the day, I know nothing. And it's through the acceptance that you know nothing more and more and more and more that you become this clear channel. But you know, obviously I'm looking forward to his flight ending. You know, I'm thinking, oh, I'd love a cigarette, I'd love a coffee. But I'm alright. days now, for example. Apart from those 2 beers, which were fantastic, and I'm thinking I might start drinking more beer. Yeah. And you know what? If they do get me, I'm not really bothered. Obviously I don't want to be murdered. Obviously I don't want the last 2 minutes of my life to be harrowing as fuck. Like, obviously I don't want that. But I'm not worried about dying. For 2 reasons. Because I think there's a very good chance I'll go somewhere better than this. I'm almost certain that death isn't the end. But also, if it is the end, great. Because actually I believe that ultimately what this is consciousness just escaping itself because it can't stand the purgatory of being alone. And that's where we're going back to. So there's not really much to look forward to from a spiritual point of view. Other than the layers of consciousness killing itself. So I think the next layer that I might go to would be really peaceful and nice, but it would still be a simulation created by consciousness to escape itself. And then in terms of this life, in terms of staying alive on this plane, like what for? For me it's just for more soul development, if that is a thing, but it's probably just consciousness kidding itself if that's a thing. There isn't really anything left in this material world that I need to experience. I'm pretty sure I've experienced it all. There could be different versions of the experience, but there isn't much left. Which again, I think is why this crazy stuff has happened, because for me to get any more experience out of this life, it has to be fucking extreme. Because I've experienced it all in this life and probably many others. But just this life, I've done it all, really. Both the shadow and the light, I've experienced a lot. And, what is there to stay alive for? Like communism? More control, more tyranny? There's part of me that's like, yeah, I want to see what happens. I want to see it all play out. It is fascinating, but I don't really want to experience it. I don't really want to experience authoritarian, just control and evil that's coming and is already here massively, but it's just going to get stronger and stronger. Like, I'm not really interested in that. I do believe that humanity is going through an awakening, so maybe in 10 years, maybe life could be quite nice on Earth. But I don't trust it. I don't trust humans. Even if there is an awakening, there's still going to be people who believe, who want to be controlled, basically. People are addicted to being controlled. So how would we come together and create a new system when there's so many retarded people? Even if they do awaken, they're still going to be relatively retarded. So it's hard to really see any reason to, there's no part of me that's really worried about dying in the next year, 10 years, 20 years. Whereas I used to when I was in the external and the ego, I used to see not living to 80 as a huge injustice. And I guess because I believed that we were just created from a big bang and it was this coincidental thing and somehow we just exist. And we came from monkeys. So retarded, but people still believe it's evolution. No evidence for evolution at all. In fact, all the evidence is completely the opposite. Things in this world actually degrade. They rot. They don't really evolve. So yeah, when I was in that brainwashing and that egoic external mindset, there was the ego wanted to live and wanted to get its full 80 or 90 years, and oh my god, what an injustice and catastrophe if that doesn't happen. But there's none of that now. It's just there's just a trust that whatever is meant to happen will happen. So if they do get me and kill me, then that's what's meant to happen. I don't want it. This fleshy version of myself doesn't want it, but separate video, but I think that was quite insightful. That little bit might get posted on Shadow Surrender. Anyway, see you in a bit. Literally just had to shout across the plane at someone. We were just playing music out of the phone. I allowed it for about 2 minutes, and I was trying to work out who it was. And I chatted to a couple of guys in the middle. I was like, "Is it him over there?" And they were like, "Yeah." I think I shocked the guys I was talking to, because as soon as it told me that, I just went, "Aye, can you switch your fucking phone on?" Obviously no one else was going to say anything, so I had to do it. Fuck it, it was like a 60-year-old man as well. Just, it was these two gay boys in front of me playing fucking video games constantly. Now one of them's watching a cartoon on his iPad, like fucking 40-year-old men. Just gross now. Sorry to spin you around, man. And this is one who is definitely an alcoholic. Every time I go for a drink, it's just like, why? 14 euros for a little bottle every time. It's just like, oh, it's just so disgusting to be around. Just can't believe how retarded everyone is. Really got why people fly first class unless like you're mega rich. But I'm really starting to get it now. Like, I mean, it's just nowhere near an option for me. But this is vile. Like, these people are vile. Like, talk about cattle class. Like, just so bad. Yeah, I'm definitely done with this flight. Can't be more than 2 hours left, surely. I don't know how long I was asleep for, but clearly not long, so still fucking flying. But I think she is so testing, like, just having to smell her is bad enough, but you know, just being around someone that's possessed is the easiest way to say it. Like, it's just fucking disgusting. And then these two gay boys in front are so ugly and they keep kissing, and it just makes me feel sick, man. Watching ugly people kiss, it's just... Right, so we are now flying over land. So unless we're miles away, which it just, I mean, we must have been on this plane for 7 or 8 hours. That has to be Portugal or Spain or some part of Europe. So surely not much longer. I just asked the flight attendant how much longer was left, and he said 30 or 40 minutes. Oh, that is such good news. Can't wait to get away from all these fucking plebs. We seem to be leaving the mainland, presumably going to circle back land round. Can't even remember if Barcelona's by the sea. I think it is, isn't it? I've been about 3 times. Thought I was done with Europe. Yeah, I've not been for a long time. It's going to be very different. It was pretty ethnic before, if I remember. I remember lucky men and dealers on La Ramblas, all black, obviously. But yeah, I'm expecting it to basically be Africa now. So we're definitely not circling back round, we've just fucked that piece of land off. So, and my geography is terrible, but I thought Spain was after Portugal, and I have no fucking idea what's going on. But anyway, we landed in 10 minutes hopefully. So, is this Spain? Please be Spain. I'm done, I want to get up. Can you see that line coming off a wing? I don't really know what to say. I don't know what it is. Is it cloud but it's cutting through? Or it's stopped now? Or is it chemtrails but presumably they come out of the engine? It's like... Sorry, contrails. That was a mispronunciation, YouTube. Welcome to Africa. Oh, sorry, I mean Europe. Future, present day, editing Tom here. So yeah, this turns out to just be such a huge mistake. Flying to Barcelona, it's a nightmare, very stressful, quite an entertaining episode I would think. Lots of just poverty and mayhem all around me, a lot of stress around the hotel situation and the expense of the hotels. Bearing in mind at this point I've just spent a load of money that I hadn't budgeted for flying across America, South America, Latin America, thinking that people were out to get me. I was very stressed. I still thought people were out to get me during the recording of this video. It's a few weeks before I work out what actually went on, but it was all just a stupid psycho psyop. So yeah, a disaster in Barcelona is about to follow. And then I booked tickets the first day that it was a massive mistake. I should have gone somewhere like Georgia, but I was so stressed and making such poor decisions. So yeah, that's why we ended up in Barcelona, which you're going to see tomorrow. And then we finally fly on to Southeast Asia, which is just, oh God, everything changes there. So yeah, really looking forward to that. I won't have to edit this depressing content anymore, although this was a funny episode. I really liked that couple, by the way. They were very real. My kind of people, sort of. I mean, not really. Not many people are my kind of people. Like, I wouldn't, obviously, I wouldn't be able to socialise with them because we're in very different places. But I really respect real people, especially the fact that they told this story on camera. Fantastic. So yeah, please like and subscribe for more drama and travel stories and general life shares. See you soon.